Hi guys. So welcome to the second video. I hope you guys liked the first video in which I discussed 10 questions which were asked in RBI Grade B DEPR exam 2022. So any suggestions are always welcomed regarding the first video. And now in this video, let us discuss some more questions. So question number 11. So this was a theoretical question, and I could not remember the exact question. There was a big paragraph, and then there were four options. So basically, the gist of this question was that there was a society, and that society was facing the problem of garbage collection. So they devised some method through which the garbage will be collected, but there was this problem of voluntary participation. That is. Uh, it was not compulsory for the people to participate in this solution, whatever solution the society proposed. So basically this was an example of a free rider problem. That is, let us say in a society, there are two households living, so each household would assume that the other household would participate. So they do not say they do not need to participate, so this was a perfect example of free rider problem. And I mean, so one option was free rider and the other options I don't really remember. So but I think the answer was free rider problem. So uh, I think you understood this. Okay. Now the next question, question number 12. So again, this was a very theoretical question. So there was a very big paragraph, and then you had to pick the right option among the four options. So here what was mentioned that there was vaccination done to some individuals, and then it was asked whether it is a case of positive externality or negative externality, and there were some two other options as well. So the basic idea here was, let us say, so this is an individual, and let us say that he was vaccinated. So what happens when this individual is vaccinated? Firstly, he is safe, he is protected from that particular disease. And secondly, there may be many people living around him, okay, which may be in contact with this person. So since this person is already vaccinated, so he will not spread that disease, he will decrease the spread of that disease. So automatically these people who live around him, so they are also protected in a way, right? Although these people were not vaccinated, but still they got protected because the person whom they come in regular contact, he was vaccinated, so at least he will not spread the disease to these people. Okay. So this is clearly an example of what? Positive externality. So this was one option. There were other options as well, example of negative externality, and two more options were there which I am not able to remember, but I believe this is the right answer. Okay, guys. So the next question, question number 13. Now here, this was also a simple question. Like here, the income was given as 12,000, and then they had given us the tax rate, which was 15%. Further, they gave us the private savings, which were 12% of the income, and public savings were given as 360. And then we had to find out the consumption level of the economy. So, like easily we can use this equation. That is, consumption will be what? What is left in the income after paying the taxes and after deducting the savings. So what is the income? 12,000 minus taxes. Now tax is given as 15%, so 15% of 12,000 minus savings. Now savings here we will include both the public and private savings. So minus 360, which is the public saving, minus 12% of 12,000, that is the private savings. So if we calculate this, so this will be 12,000 minus 1,800 minus 360 minus 1,440, and it will be 8,400. And I think I'm not able to remember what were the options in it, but there was one option which had 8,400 as the value. So I think this should be the answer. Okay, so the next question, question number 14. Now, this was an assertion and reason question, and it was on Tarapur committee. So, as far as I can remember, now here, there may be some variability in what I have written and what was asked in the exam. But please comment down below, guys, if you think the question was something different. So, as far as I can remember, the assertion was that according to Tarapur committee, capital account convertibility refers to the freedom to convert the local financial assets into foreign financial assets or vice versa at the market determined rates of exchange, and which is a true statement, guys. This was what the report committee said. So I think this is true. Reason, now here there was a statement that committee had laid down some preconditions as follows. That is, gross fiscal deficit to GDP ratio has to come down from a budgeted 4.5% in 1997-98 to 3.5% in 1999-2000. So uh, second statement, now this is also a correct statement, guys. If you check the what the Tarapur committee had said, so you would find that this is also a correct statement, although I marked it incorrect because I thought that 3.5 percentage in the year 2000 fiscal deficit, I mean, it seemed very low to me, so I thought it must be more at that time. But yeah, so both statements are correct. Now I'm not sure whether the the reason is the correct explanation or not. So guys, you have to help me out, like what do you guys think in this question, because I'm not really sure if the assertion that I have written is what was exactly asked or not. So guys, yeah, please write down what do you think for this question. So guys, the next question, question number 15. So again, an assertion and reason question, and this was on solo model. So in the assertion, it was given that in the steady state, growth rate of output in solo model is not dependent on the savings rate in the economy. So let us try to see if this is correct or not. So now, in the solo model, you must be knowing that output per effective unit of labor. So this I can write as Y by L into E, right? Y is the output, L is the labor, E represents the efficiency of labor. Now, at steady state, we know that y, this small y, this is constant, because at steady state things don't change, they become constant. So if this is constant, so this whole thing should remain constant, right? And we know that so generally, like they give that that labor, this labor is growing by the rate of, let us say, n, and this technology is growing by the rate of g. Okay, so if it is given that labor is growing by the rate of n and technology is growing by the rate of g, so for whole of this expression to remain constant, capital Y also has to grow by what? Has to grow by n plus g, because then only this small y will remain constant, and then only we will say that the economy is at steady state. So at steady state, this is the growth rate that we are getting of the output, that is the population growth rate plus the the growth rate of technology. And what are they saying in the assertion? Let us look at it again. They told that growth rate of output in solo model is not dependent on the savings rate in the economy. So this is true. There is no mention of, there is no saving rate here. It is just n and g. And to further see this, to further explain this through graph, so let us try to look at the solo model, the graphical representation. So this is y, this is k, and this is the output. So y is equal to a function of capital per effective unit of labor, and so this is y. And let us draw the savings function. So small s savings, that is equal to small s into y, and this is the depreciation line delta k. And if there is this population is also growing by n and g also growing, technology also growing by g, so this, you can include the n and g terms as well with this delta term. Now here, now this is for a particular saving rate. So at this saving rate, this will be the steady state, right? And we will get this steady state level of capital per effective unit of labor. Now if you change the steady state, what will happen? This will shift, let us say, outwards. If you increase the steady state, then you will get a new steady state level of capital per effective unit of labor. So what is happening? If you change the steady state, the level of capital per effective unit of labor, so that will change, and because of this, the level of small y will change. But the growth rate in y, that will not change. That will not change, because it will just change the level of y, but not the growth of y. So therefore, the growth of y will depend only on these two factors, that is n and g, and therefore savings rate has no role to play in determining the growth rate of the total output. Now let us look at the reason. What was the reason given? So assertion, we know that assertion is correct. Now the reason is, in the steady state, that is in the long run, growth rate of per capita income is not dependent on the technological growth rate. So this we just saw that uh, you know in the long run. So again, what will happen in the long run? So this small y, this will remain constant, and this is output per effective unit of labor. Now, if you see this thing, if you just see y by L, so this y by L, so this is what? This is per capita income, right? So let me just write it by some y dash. So this whole expression will become y dash by E. Now, since y, this small y is constant, so this has this should be constant as well. And if E, that is the efficiency of labor or the technology, if it is growing by the rate of G, then this income per capita, so this will also grow by the rate of G, right? So therefore, in the long run, capital per the growth rate of per capita income, it is indeed dependent on the technological growth rate. In fact, it is equal to the technological growth rate. So that is why the reason given is false. So therefore, C, that is the assertion is correct, but the reason is wrong. This should be the correct answer for this question. Okay, guys. So the next question, question number 16. So this was a very, very simple question. I mean, RBI cannot ask a simple question, a simpler question than this one. But there is a catch that. So the question was, for a normal curve, x bar plus minus 3 sigma contains these percentage of values. So of course, the answer is this 99.73. But sometimes we just try to remember. Okay, x bar plus minus 3 sigma, it consists of 99 point something percentage of values. So point something, if you don't remember this, then this question is gone, and there are more chances that you will pick some or the other option, and then you may get it incorrect, and there's negative marking as well. So a very simple question, but still a little bit tricky, like if you don't remember these values, because they, in all the options there is 99. They just change the two decimals after the 99. So I don't think there's any need to explain this, because this is a very easy one. Okay, guys, next question, that is question number 17. So here again it was a simple question. So the mean salary of total employees was given. So let us assume this mean salary was X bar, and then mean salaries of male and female employees was also given. So let us assume this is X1 bar represents the mean salary of the male employees, and X2 bar represents the mean salary of the female employees. And then it was asked to find out the percentage of female employees. So let us assume that there were N1 male employees and N2 female employees. Okay. And now, when we combine two groups, so how to write average of the combined. So this we can write as X bar, that is the total average of the combined group, that is equal to N1 X1 bar plus N2 X2 bar divided by N1 plus N2. Okay. Now here, X bar, X1 bar, X2 bar. What you can do here, you can find out N1 by N2 from this. How? Just divide this RHS, numerator and denominator, by N2. So this will become N1 by N2 X1 bar. Okay. Now this, if you divide by N2 here, so this will become 1. So this will be just X2 bar divided by N1 by N2 plus 1. And this is X bar. Now you can easily find N1 by N2 here. And once you have got N1 by N2, what will be the percentage of female employees? That will be N2 by N1 plus N2, right? You can again divide this by N2. So that will become what? This will become 1 by N1 by N2 plus 1. Okay. Now N1 by N2 you can put from here whatever value you got, and then multiply this thing by 100. So that will give you the percentage of female employees for this particular question. Okay. Okay, guys, next question. So here we were given that, so this is question number 18. So a dice was rolled 3 times, and then it was asked, what is the probability of getting 5 at least once? Okay. So here we have to form various cases, and then we have to add the probabilities, and then see, what answer we'll get. So here, let us assume that these are the 3 instances when the dice was rolled. So there can be 3 cases possible. In case 1, let us assume that that only the 5 occurred only one time. Okay, that is, अभी देखो यहाँ पे हम अज्यूम कर रहे हैं कि 5 सिर्फ एक बार ही आएगा, 3 बार वो डाइस को रोल किया है लेकिन 5 सिर्फ एक बार ही आया, तो उसकी क्या प्रोबेबिलिटी हो सकती है? अब इसमें भी वी कैन हैव 3 केसेस, दैट इज वो 5 जो है दैट कैन हैपन, दैट कैन अकर ड्यूरिंग द फर्स्ट टाइम व्हेन द डाइस वाज रोल्ड, और ड्यूरिंग द सेकंड टाइम, और ड्यूरिंग द थर्ड टाइम। ठीक है, अगर पहली बार 5 आया और बाकी दोनों बार नहीं आया 5, सो व्हाट विल बी द प्रोबेबिलिटी? अगर इसके इस टाइस में वी गॉट 5, सो द प्रोबेबिलिटी विल बी 1/6। यहाँ पे अगर 5 नहीं आया, सो probability of 5 not occurring the second time, so that probability will be 5/6, and again यहाँ पे भी 5 नहीं आया, so this will be 5/6, so this will be 25/216, right? Now again there will be 3 cases like this. अभी हमने माना कि इसके ऊपर 5 आया था और इन दोनों के ऊपर नहीं आया था. Now we will assume that 5 will be occurring during the second time when the dice was rolled, and then in the third case we will assume that 5 will occur during the third time when the dice was rolled. So again, 3 cases will be there, so just we can just multiply this by 3, so this will be 75/216. Now this is just one case, that is when we assume that 5 will occur only one time. Now the case 2 can be that 5 occurred 2 times, right? Because they are asking that कम से कम एक बार 5 आना चाहिए, so एक बार भी आ सकता है, 2 बार भी आ सकता है और 3 बार भी आ सकता है. So अगर 5 2 बार आया, so what will be the probability, what will be the cases? So abhi we can assume that, okay, again these are the 3 dices, so let us assume that 5 जो है वो इन 2 डाइस पे आया है. Okay, so what will the probability? So यहाँ पे भी अगर 5 आया तो क्या probability है? 1/5, 1/6. इधर भी 5 आया तो 1/6. Now we then assume that यहाँ पे 5 नहीं आएगा, so that will be 5/6. So this will be 5/216. अब ऐसे ही दो के कॉम्बिनेशन अगेन 3 केसेस हो जाएंगे, बिकॉज फर्स्ट वी कैन टेक these 2 dices, then these 2, and then these 2. So again we will multiply this by 3. So this will be 15/216. Okay, case 2 complete. Now case 3 and the final case, that is here अभी 3 बार ही आ गया, 3 times, right? 3 बार 5 आ जाए अगर, so this is very simple then. ये 3 हमारे पास डाइसेस हैं, so 3 बार अगर 5 आ गया, so इसके ऊपर 5 आया, so 1/6. Here also 1/6, here also 1/6. So this will be 1/216. So what will be the total probability? Just add all these 3 cases. So 75/216 plus 15/216 plus 1/216. So this will come out to be what? 91/216. So I think this was there in one of the options, and I can remember only 2 options. So I think this should be the answer for this one. Now the next question, question number 19. So here, so this was a question on linear programming, and so guys, generally we tend to ignore these topics. For example, linear programming, because usually, like, not every year RBI asks questions from this topic, but you never know. Like this time, I think they asked 2 questions from linear programming, and it is a very simple topic. So, and this question was also very very simple. So here, objective function was given z, and that was this, that is 4x plus 5y, and then 4 extreme points were given. So they have already given you the extreme points, that is 0, 0, 5, 0, 0,6 and 3,4. Now here, guys, I may be wrong in remembering these extreme points. Okay, so do correct me if you remember what were those what were those exact extreme points. And then it was asked at which point the objective function will be maximum. Now if you know what is linear programming, here we draw the constraints, we draw the objective function, and then we see like what is the feasible area, and then we decide, that in that feasible area, uh, you know uh, the what are the corner points, because we know that the objective function achieves its maximum or minimum value only on the corner points, that is only on the extreme points. So what we had to do in this, since they were asking about the maximum, so find out the value of z at each of these 4 extreme points, and then find out that point at which the value of z was maximum, and that was the answer. I think answer was maybe they asked, I think they asked both, that which is the point at which the function will achieve the maximum and the maximum value as well. Okay. Okay, guys, question number 20. So This was also a very, very simple question. So, a payoff matrix was given for a player A, and it was asked which one is the saddle point. So, like how to find saddle point? Now, saddle point is that point which is lowest in the respective column and highest in the respective row. Okay, that is, that point has to be लोएस्ट इन द रेस्पेक्टिव कॉलम कॉलम में वो सबसे कम होना चाहिए और रो में वो अपनी रो में सबसे ज्यादा होना चाहिए उसकी वैल्यू राइट सो लेट अस चेक ईच ऑफ दीज पॉइंट्स if you look at 18, so is it lowest in the respective column? No, no, not at all, because 18 is more than 12, so it is not the lowest. So 18 to gaya. 12, is it lowest in the respective column? Yes, because 18, 12 is less than 18. But is it the highest in the respective row? Yes, indeed, because 12 is greater than 10. So for 12, both conditions satisfied. That is, it is the lowest in this column. In this column, 12 is the lowest and it is the highest in its row, right? Because 12 is greater than 10. So very easy. 12 will be the saddle point.